Should be live again now.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, we're so sorry for this. We have no control over the internet. So, I hope it's not doing what it did the other day, Chris. Cutting me out, getting me back up, cutting me out again. So do we have people back in the chat room?
People are starting to log in because this will look like a separate session. So anything that was in, let's call it the old session, has disappeared.
All right. So let me then just make sure, because we were talking about cracking up. Uh, okay. Number one, why cracking up? Well, I have two friends, K and K. They're both British. We've been friends since 1982 with one K and 1986 or 88 with the other one. I can't remember what she said, but anyway, we've been friends for a long time. So anyway, we've known each other and we've known each other really, really well for a long time. So we're looking at, what are we looking at? 40 something years? Anyway, uh, and we've been good friends for all of those years. So because they're great. They know me really well. I know them really well. And so because we have K and then my initials are RA, we put them together, KRAK, crack. So in England, in the British Isles, and maybe some parts even of different parts of the world, when we talk about cracking up, what we mean is that we're having a good laugh. Somebody told a joke and it just cracked me up, or oh my gosh, I can't stop cracking up. It's referring to fun. It's referring to laughing and laughter and not just telling jokes and joking, but just cracking up at the least little thing. So we decided that because there's a K and an RA and a K, we thought yes, cracking up would work. So we did our first cracking up show on Monday night. If you missed it, what a shame because we did have such a lot of fun. So if you missed it, you can go to YouTube. I think it's on my channel, the Rosemary Altea channel, and you can see our first in the series of cracking up. And you get a chance to ask questions, you get a chance to listen in, you get a chance to ask the two Ks questions if you want to. But it's just a fun night. It's not for any other reason than we three like to get together, and we did it one time. And we had so many people responding. So many people said, "Well, how do you know them?" And there was so much fun and can we do this again, and so we had so big a response for it that we thought why not just make it a regular part of what we do. And anyway, you will love them and you will love getting to know them. And the next on the next cracking up session, my friend Chaotic K, my friend K is going to tell the story of how I rode the tram all the way through the streets of Hong Kong with my bum sticking out of the tram doors. Yes, well, that's for another time. Anyway, Chris, anybody back yet? Have we got any?
Oh, yeah, almost everybody's back.
Okay.
Aislinn wants to know, have you ever seen spirits that pass but don't go into the light, but attach themselves to the living?
Um, yes, it happens rarely, but yes. Um, Years ago, I used to do quite a bit of trance work, and we did my group. When I say we, my group and I, Grey Eagle, and very few people who were in my circle, we used to do what we call rescue work, and rescue work is basically helping people to understand that they have passed, that they need to move forward, and the process of rescue work is to rescue those people who have passed from their own fear, rescue them from their own fear and therefore their own darkness, because they feel that they can't stay where they are, they can't move forward, and they're stuck. So it's a very specialized thing that we do. I do not know any other medium. I do not know of anyone. I've never heard of anyone, another medium doing this, and I've never known anyone or spoken to anyone who has done this. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, and that doesn't mean that other people haven't done it. I'm just saying to you that I can only speak from my own experience, because my own experience with Grey Eagle was a phenomenal experience, but very, very draining, a very tough thing to do. But it does, yes, it does happen from time to time.
All
Chris.
right. Cheryl says she was awakened this morning by a male voice saying her full name.
Oh,
So, if there was a message, I got nothing except being woken up. So, why did they wake us up when we were asleep?
well, let me just say, Cheryl, that apparently when you hear someone in the spirit world call your name, it is the highest accolade. It takes a great deal of effort, of energy, and of determination for someone in the spirit world to call out in a way that you will hear them. So it is I'm not sure that it's going to help you, but it's a tremendous accolade. So you should be really pleased that someone who loves you has bothered to just call you and say hi to you. Chris.
Lorraine says, I'm wondering if there is a message from my sister Agnes who passed. She had cerebral palsy. Is she now finally unrestricted in her mind and body?
I was actually, my inclination was to say I don't hear anything or see anyone, but Gregor has his hand on my shoulder, which means I better pay attention. So, oh, the same thing then. Oh, that's a really interesting. So, yes, Gregor did mention about a lady who passed this morning of Alzheimer's, and he referred to her as being free. I'm told to tell you, my darling, that your sister is free and clear-minded, clear-headed, and is able to do all of the things she was never able to do. So please don't worry about her. I'm told to tell you she is safe and happy. Chris.
Judith says, I awoke the other night with a big, hairy man crawling into bed with me.
Oh, how nice for you.
I jumped out of bed, and of course, no one was there.
Oh.
I thought of you and your experience. Also, someone has knocked on my house twice recently. I looked out and checked things out. No one there. The neighbor's dog didn't bark, so I know no one was out there. It's so strange.
Oh, Judith, I think someone's trying to get to, to say hello to you, get to talk to you. I think I don't feel that it's a bad thing, but yes. Did he have to be hairy? Did you have to say a big hairy man? um, I, I think someone is trying to get you to notice them. And I also think it's someone that you know or knew in your past. So don't be afraid. Just keep your eyes open and just wait for the next time. Interesting. Chris.
Aislin's asking, do our prayers for those in spirit give them the currency they need to help and interact with the physical world?
I don't know that it's giving them currency. I think that our prayers and our thoughts are living things, and so our thoughts are like tiny pulses of energy which go out into the universe. And of course, those we're thinking about will catch those thoughts, will hear those thoughts, will be probably thrilled by those thoughts of love and kindness and so on. And certainly, it will encourage them to stay close to you. It will encourage them to be around you. you know, if you welcome them, they're there for you. Chris.
Mark's asking, is his brother as beautiful as his dad? He sees photos of his dad in his early 20s, and since he looks as beautiful,
So
he
handsome. More than handsome, Mark. Yes.
All right. Trying to see if there's anything else. It's kind of a shame we lost all the comments from earlier. Um, I'm not seeing any more comments, Rosemary, but with what you just said, I'll ask a follow-on question. So when Mike came on earlier, he said, "Our smile gives them courage." What do they need courage for in the spirit world?
They need the courage of facing whatever it is they see with their family. Don't think that when you're distressed, Mike isn't distressed. Don't think he's, you know, sitting there patting you on the head saying they're there. He's distressed for you. He is helpless because what can he do for you? So, you know, our loved ones in the spirit world, this is why it's so important for us to try our best to smile for them, to try our best to live the life that we're meant to live, because they see us, they feel for us, they feel what we're feeling. And, um, I know that from what Mike told me this morning earlier, that you're not as bright and cheery and happy as you seem to be. He just wants you to know that when he says, you know, watching you smile gives them courage because it helps them to understand, even though they know that we're going to be okay, even though he knows you're going to be okay, it still is worrisome to him. You know, our loved ones, they don't die and then sit on a cloud and everything's fine and happy for them. They see what we're going through and they are part of what we're going through. And they, you know, they feel for us and very often are so helpless to be able to help us because, you know, we're not listening, we're not paying attention to them, or maybe we're so much in grief we can't quite see, you know, see or hear as we should be doing. So that's what we meant by that. So I think Mike's going to have the last word here, which he just did have, because, you know, he was telling me all of that. So I think I'm so sorry to tell you all. Yes, I'm afraid we did click off. You did miss part of the show, but never mind. Next Thursday will be the day before Christmas. I shall be in New York City with my grandson, and I will be sitting next to a Christmas tree, and I will be showing you all how we celebrate our Christmas a little bit. Aside from that, let me think. Um, Saturday morning, we are going to have our story time as usual, I hope, Chris. And just watch out for our off the cuff stuff. We haven't done any recently, so I think we should do some of that as well, perhaps this week, Chris. As
Okay.
you know, so until I see you all again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your wonderful comments, because we love people to comment. We like people to ask questions. We love all of this. I'd like to say thank you to you, Chris, as always, doing a fantastic and an amazing job. And I would, of course, like to say thank you to Gregor, who, of course, we couldn't do it without him, could we? So thank you all once again. Please, everybody, have a very, very blessed rest of the day. And we hope to see you Saturday, but if not, have a very blessed rest of the weekend, everybody. Bye bye.